All right, so I'm glad I watched this movie. I took time out of my day to watch it. I mean, let's be honest. Ain't nobody doing shit but working out in the house and grocery shopping and taking care of your badass kids. But anyway, ooh, anyway. So, I checked this movie out because I follow a few movie podcasts, but it was bigging up this movie, and I was like, you know what, let me check it out, and I'm glad it did. And the synopsis of the movie is basically a man who wants to become a wine steward, which is somebody that tastes his wines, that works a restaurant, and they're pretty much like a wine expert. So, it's based in Memphis, Memphis. Anyway, and pretty much, and pretty much, the guy, is figuring, he wants to go to school for it, and he's going through his trials and tribulations, as far as, his father not supporting him, his mother, getting sick with, a certain cancer, and him having a hard time, passing the course because from what I researched, there's only a 200 something of these wine stewards in the world, period. That's how hard it is to pass the exam for this particular field. So you really have to study. Like there's a lot of studying you have to do in order to become a wine steward. Um, and man, but I do like that. They showed, you know, our people, melanated people, that we are into different stuff and we actually intelligent. Instead of just showing the ignorant stuff, because at first when I saw it was based in Memphis, I was like, here we go again. We just gotta have, the nigga shit. We gotta have it to where it's somebody getting shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody getting robbed, somebody prostituting, but it was the complete opposite. And that's what I'm glad. And they showed the guy that was intelligent. Even the girlfriend that he had in the show, she was a nurse. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing that because let's just be honest. Melanated people are not monolithic. We're not just one thing. You know what I'm saying? We're very complex. We're not one dimensional. We're very complex. We have intelligence. And I'm glad that this movie showed that. They got a guy running his own business. Now, don't get me wrong. They need some pork and some ribs and all that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, that's death. But on the flip side, he has his own business, a family business that was passed down from his father to his father. You know what I'm saying? Like it was passed down. And I like that. I like seeing stuff that was passed down from generations, from other generations. That's powerful to me. Um, so I would recommend everybody checking this out, especially like if you're an entrepreneur or you're someone that wants to inspire to be an entrepreneur, and you know you need something to inspire you. This is the perfect movie on Netflix. It's only on Netflix unless you got one of them illegal websites like I do. But anyway, moving on. You can find this movie Uncorked. So that's all I got on it. Oh, one more thing. It's funny how it's this the only one thing I had a problem with the movie. So the main guy, the melanated guy, knew more about the field and was actually, teaching, somebody he was studying with, but he passed. And he didn't know, he was actually, if I want to be honest, the Caucasian dude was actually not well versed in the field, but he passed somehow. But that's the only thing I had. I was like, how do you pass, but you barely knew anything? Like, anyway, but that's the only thing I had a problem with the movie. But I do like at the end also to add on, and to make my last point is that they, instead of having him pass the exam, they had him come back and take the exam again. I do like that because his mom passed and he was making an excuse and using her death as an excuse for why he didn't want to pass school and why he dropped out. But I like that it showed that even when he got back, got up out of that funk and he went back to school, he didn't pass because it showed you that okay, it gave you a different ending. Like okay, what do you do when you don't get what you want? How do you persevere? You know, do you give up or do you give up or do you try again? And I like that they showed that in the movie because you're not gonna get what you want all the time. You're not gonna pass all those exams all the time. You're gonna have some that you know that you get an F on or that you fail. So I like that they showed that in this particular movie. But that's my thoughts.